I want to call this section, these list of videos that are coming up for me, are going to be called While No One's Watching. This is going to be a section of videos, basically a testimony about me and my life and what has happened and how I feel about certain things and certain people and certain issues. There's going to be moments where I'm going to ramble. There's going to be moments where I'll go off on something else. But this is while no one's watching. This is something that I'm doing for me. I am an aspiring businesswoman and healer. I want to be a filmmaker. But I would have to say right now, at this moment, at this time, there is a stillness. I've been feeling this way for a while. And it's multiple issues, but mainly it's me, I would have to say. I would have to say it feels like it's like not motivated. I would say it'll be 30%. Like, man, I don't know where half of you people get half of this energy and will to do it. But I guess it's because you see the end results. I see the end results to some of my stuff, but man, and it's fear too. I would definitely have to say that. It's fear not being up to par all the time. And I think that's what part of the fear is for me. Having to be up to par all the time. It feels like a lot to me. So I think this has to be something that I have to like seriously enjoy. I enjoy doing this stuff. I enjoy making my own stuff. I enjoy the jewelry. I enjoy promoting people's stuff. I enjoy like doing all of it, but the actual coming out and doing it, like, man, I can remember so many times before where I would have to step up to the plate and something freaky would happen or it wouldn't go right and I'd feel so bad. I remember it was when I was living in Fayetteville. We had this little play that our project area, because I used to live in Groveview Terrace in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And we had this little dance competition, I wouldn't say competition, well, I would say competition between the other projects that we had. But there was this point in time where it was this Tevin Campbell song, Tomorrow. I know that's not the name. I forgot the name of the song, but I knew I could sing that song. I knew I could absolutely fucking sing that song. But when it was time to do it, oh my God, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I felt so embarrassed. Man. But then, like, the next day, I decided to actually get the courage to be like, oh, I can do it. But nobody was interested in because everybody had picked who they wanted to sing. And nobody wanted to hear that. I mean, just imagine if I did sing that, okay, then they'd be like, oh, you can get up there and then get up there and fucking bomb. Like, there were so many instances like that. I can really think that that would be probably one of the things that would definitely, that's definitely holding me back, would be like, I haven't really completed too many things, I would say. I mean, I finished my book, but it's not finished, you know what I mean? Like, it's not edited. I mean, it's done, but it's not edited. I want to do so much more with it, but at the same time, we're like, just do it, just simple. But I want to do more, but I guess I can say, definitely say it's fear. I mean, I completed college. I've done my massage therapy. Done that. I got a certificate for that. I've had children. I think that they're pretty okay. A family, outside of myself, like my mom and my sister. The relationship is okay. I adore my mom. She is, she's wonderful to me. She is there for me. And I know that not many get to have a mom. Not many get to experience and get to have their moms. So I think that that's very important. I think that that's very good. Okay, let's see if we can start from the beginning as far as I can remember. So, okay, well, hold on before I continue. This is a part of me actually getting to succeed and actually doing stuff and holding myself accountable while at the same time letting you all get to know who I am. Because I don't mean to toot my own horn, I don't mean to be big about myself, but I plan on being real big. I plan on doing a lot of stuff. And this is just the beginning. This is letting you know where the beginning started. The anxiety, the not being able to know where to go, the confusion, the not being able to be like, oh, it was always this way. I was just always awesome. No, absolutely not. This is for the people that a year, 2 years down the line, when everything really kick off and you really want to get to know me and know who I am, you can come back on these videos and you can really hear me. This stuff is hard. It's so hard. So many people make it so easy, but again, this is about where people, like everybody's not going to do everything at the same time that everybody else is going to do everything. That would be crazy and ridiculous, and that really wouldn't work if you really thought about it. So this is about me. This is the kickoff to what will be the start of how serious I plan on being. I want to do a lot, and I got to get into the motion of doing a lot. And for me right now, emotionally, this is a lot. So I'm going to step out of my comfort zone while no one's listening. And I'm going to have a nice little talk with myself. If you want to keep hearing, keep listening, be nosy, I don't care. It's great. I've done nothing. I don't think I've done nothing that's too outrageous or nothing to where I cannot discuss and be totally honest about, because that's one of the things also I really have to get used to is speaking in my truth. And just like anybody, I'm human. Shit, there's a whole bunch of shit we talk about my weird ass. All right, but I come from humble beginnings. um, I'm not gonna say any names. I might just say like letters and stuff, or I'm trying to keep it as professional as possible here, though. Okay, so I was born in Tacoma, Washington, 1981. And as usual, I would not remember that. But about 6 months, I think I went to Germany for a couple of months. But I was working my grandma's nerves, so I had to come back home. But man, my childhood, it was something. I can tell you that. I can honestly say that. I was an only child until I turned 9 or 10. That's when my lovely sister came into the world. But before then, man, I had my mom and my dad. I had a two-parent home. There was some problems. My birth father had issues. He had drinking problems and he had some drug problems. In the era that I'm talking about, you know what I mean. Um, there were great moments. There were wonderful moments because I had so many great adults around me, and I mean good adults. My grandma, my granddad on my mom's side was there, and from time to time, I would, as far back as I can remember, I, uh, my mother, my grandmother, and my grandfather on my father's side, they were there as well. And on that side, now I can tell you now, on that side, on my father's side, my mother, my grandmother, and my grandfather, I thought they were, hmm, because my grandfather was a preacher, and that would make my grandma the mother of the church, I guess that's how that goes. And their house was always cool to me, but at the same time, it was a very religious household, for one. And unfortunately, I didn't feel as close to that side of the family as I thought I should have. I thought that there was deep favoritism on that side. Uh, uh, Maybe people didn't marry who other people wanted to get married, I guess. I don't know. Or, I don't know. I guess maybe, he just, as a father, he was just as good as he could be as a father. So things didn't pan out because there was always a problem. There was always something else going on. We were always moving. There was no stable, like, unless I was dealing with my grandparents. Like, uh, yeah, we would have places, but we would have to move like every year. I would think about every year, every 2 years. We would have to move, and that would mean either moving from Fayetteville to Greenville, Greenville to Virginia, Virginia to Fayetteville, and that little triangle of life. And being an overweight child as well as an overweight adult, being an overweight child, a black overweight child, a black female overweight child was not. It was not a great experience. It wasn't. It was. God, it was terrible. Man, I could. The family side of it. Okay, so you could imagine the. Even though I was the only child, you could still feel that. Uh, things could be better. Things could be better as a big child because you see all the regular sized children and you're like, okay, well, why can I do that? And sometimes our family have little outbursts, and sometimes it's directed at your weight. Now, this is coming from um, it would usually it's from my mom's side because apart from being on my dad's side, I really didn't. I mean, they were great people. I mean, you got wonderful people over there. You got caterers, teachers, preachers, like just that's real. It's real upper class. I would say it's real upper class, and you got military people. Oh, real top notch people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying. Okay, but on my mama side, now on my mama side, like man, my grandma would throw down Sundays. I'm talking about Sunday dinner. You hear me? Like all the fixings, man. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Hurry up, clean your plate, clean your plate, clean your plate, and clean your plate. You got children over there in Africa not cleaning their plate. So you do what you're told and you clean your plate. Okay? You clean your plate. But then the next day they talk about how fat you are. Like, what the fuck? What the hell? What? How they do this? How they do this right here? So that would be an issue as far as a family side as concerned about weight. But talking about like the outside world, like not your family or friends or motherfuckers you just see on the road. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even now, like I'm like, how do you guys expect people to do anything when you put that extra stress on people. Like, yes, everybody has stresses in their life, but when you really sit down and look at everything, try to figure out what the hell's going on and who the fuck is fucking with you, and when you finally figure out it's you that's fucking with you, how do you fix that part? Like, then you got this extra shit happening. Like, these extra people that don't know you, haven't spent a day with you, don't really get you, don't want to get you, see you as something so fucking disgusting that they can still have the audacity to treat you like nothing. But just because I'm big does not mean that I deserve respect, at least in the slightest. Is that what that means? And it causes conflict with me because I'm a part of the movement as far as us people, black people of America, that we need to get onto one accord, that we need to stay on code, that we need to do this and we need to do that. And I understand that and I get it. There's a whole lot of people that I listen to. There's a whole lot of wonderful people that I take inspiration from, that I hear every day, that I love every day, that inspire me every day. But still my ass won't move. But we changing that. Right, we changing that. But yeah, it's like most of the time when I hear most of these people, yeah, it's like, oh, black empowerment, this, that. We all need to hear about unity and all this other stuff. But man, when we go internally, like when we go like amongst ourselves, we're just as evil. Well spoken people, people that sound like voices is as smooth as butter. And when they're talking about white supremacy and how to get rid of it and what kind of bullshit it possesses, that's wonderful. I love it. But when we start talking about ourselves internally, like amongst ourselves, like, you might as well just have a whole bunch of white folks talking to you like that. Like, I think there's a little bit more finesse that we can have. So I'm going to see what I can do about that as well. But anyway, back on topic. As far as people on the outside was concerned, it was really hard. I got picked on a lot. And it did not matter where I moved. It didn't matter what school I went to. It didn't matter about any of that. There was still always an asshole, always willing and able to fuck with me. And I'm the quietest person you could ever think of dealing with. I don't like confrontation. I don't like doing all that. But they still felt the need to come mess with me. And that didn't do nothing but make it worse. And people carry that. It might be a blip in the night to most people, but to the person it is directed to, it is serious and it's a lasting effect. And I deplore you. It is something that we all must turn away from. Because we can't sit here 1 minute preaching unity and black empowerment this and black empowerment that. But once you get inside of black empowerment, you still dismantling it. Like, it doesn't work. My interactions with children when I was a child was horrible. I could be on a school bus, get people home, be on, can remember walking home, Fayetteville, at a later time from the other moments. I have to walk from JC, Pauline Jones School, and that was a middle or elementary, middle school. It was a middle school, I think. And that walk home would be horrible. There was this girl that was bigger than me. I don't get it. I mean, at least from my point of view, because she was so tall. She was absolutely just tall for no good reason. But she'd pick on me every day, walking home from school. Just about every day. She had a crowd of people behind her. And I remember it was one day, it was a big crowd of people behind her. I know she had to show off that day. So I was like, let me get my thick ass home as fast as possible, but that didn't work. So what she decides to do, she decides to continuously hit me upside the head with an umbrella until we got close enough to her house. That was so humiliating, hearing so many people laugh. Telling her to stop. Why? What's the point? Why would you do that? I would remember my mom had got me the prettiest purple dress. It was pretty, and it was trimmed with white. I wore that bitch to school. Oh, that's cute. That's pretty, girl. That's cute. That's cute, girl. Felt on top of the motherfucking world. Felt wonderful that day. Till I walked home. You see two boys. They was sitting there. I was walking. I ain't know them. Never never paid any attention to these two people. Don't know who they were. One of them walked up to me. To my hey. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, somebody knows. I was in the kid. That's what's up. So I turned around to yeah. I said, don't I know you? Man, he hit me on the side of my damn face and he had an egg in his hand. The egg went all over my face, all over my dress. Like, it was a lot. That was a heavy day. Me walking home with that damn egg on my face and on my damn dress. I didn't know why. I can remember living in Virginia. We lived in this big ass apartment building. Like, to me, it probably looked like a little condominium by now to me. But that was a really good situation, I would say. One of the times where I would, well, let me tell you about the living situation at this time. Now, in this high rise, Uh, it was a very beautiful. Okay, we rarely use the front door for some reason, so we always use like the back door, and that was basically like the fire escape, basically, and or porches, I guess. So you have to walk up there. So when you come in, you'll be met with the kitchen, and then as you come out to the kitchen, to your right, you got this hallway, and if you keep going to the right, you'll be the bathroom. But as we go left from the kitchen, the first room will be, I believe, my uncle Roger's room, I believe, or Uncle Reggie. Oh, I'm supposed to be just saying, well, shit, it's all right. These folks good. These folks good. But and then my aunt Sharon, and then the next room would be my uncle Sonny and my aunt Renee, and then it would be my mom and dad's in my room. I think that's how that went. I'm not sure, but every morning for school, my mom would be up and she'd be making breakfast for me. And as I go to school, I met with the people that did actually deal with me positively, and we would all go to school. But man, their whole day was just somebody just fucking with me, just the whole day, just like, why, why, just why? Don't y'all have something else better to do? Y'all just ain't got nothing else better to do just to fuck with me. I don't get it. I don't like it. Go away. But y'all know that shit never ended. But I can tell y'all a couple of times where it was lunchtime and I was outside. I don't know what the hell I was doing outside. I think I just walked out there for no good reason. And there were two boys outside. Again, two boys. So they started harassing me and, oh, you this, you that. Get in this trash can. Get in this dumpster like you supposed to be. You ain't nothing but trash. Get in this trash can. Get in this trash can. So it's two boys. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm a girl. I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'll get in there. So I got one leg in there, y'all. Got one leg in there. Till this male teacher came out, like, what are you doing? And then the other the two boys ran off. They're like, don't listen to them. What are you doing? So I'm like, they're gonna beat me up. What do you mean? So, um, I had a moment where there was a really popular girl at that time, and I know how it happened. I don't know why it happened, but we showed up in the same outfit, same color, everything. If I didn't get harassed that whole day, and I just really didn't get it. I just didn't really understand. Like, high school was no better. High school was, oh God. High school was, oh Jesus Christ. High school was shit. It had its moments. I can tell you that. It's had its moments. And that was a really traumatic time in my life as well. Because this will be about the years of 94, 95, 96. Now at this time, I was in Greenville, and 94, my grandfather had passed on my mom's side, and And that awesome man is a whole nother segment, but we're gonna go on. Okay, so I lost my grandfather in 94. I had an asthma attack in 95. And I started to get molested by my father in 96, I think. I don't know. That was some bullshit in 3 years, okay? So that was a really, really hard 3 years. And that would definitely put a hinder on how an adult is formed and how they feel about themselves. I had some really good times. I can reflect on before the 96 issue. I can say that my father, aside from the addictions, was a really good one, as far as I could tell, as far as my child eyes could see. I want to say it like that. I can remember being taken to the park. I can remember being taken to zoos, the beach. I can remember riding public transit and it being the most exciting thing. I can remember getting into the cab and smelling the leather in the back, like when I could smell, like I could remember that. Like I could remember being at my grandma's house on my dad's side after church. I can remember uh, the girls getting ready in my cousin's room, getting ready to sing. I can remember my cousins and my aunt and my Uncle John. My Uncle John back in the day on my dad's side, he was a big dude. I thought he was awesome because he was a teacher. Well, is he still a teacher? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think he does catering right now, but man, he was like a big dude. I thought he was like the most awesome man in the world because he could cook and like he was a really good dad because Andrea never went without. Like my cousin, till this day, I can tell she's never gone without. And my Aunt Brenda, she was always on it. She was always she was so religiously like there. Like those are the family members that I really, really treasure. And I know I don't speak to them as much. I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I really speak to anybody nowadays too much. But that's gotta change. Internally, as a child, I would have to say, in a way, when people look at me, and I've learned this like a couple of years ago, is that I'm actually, if I don't say anything, I can be intimidating. If you don't know me that well, I can be intimidating. So I've been told. So I've often wondered why some people do hold on to weight like they do. And I would have to say it's kind of like protection. I mean, yeah, you can hit me, but you're not going to destroy none of my organs. I mean, I don't know. I've always felt it was sort of like a protection, like a extra insulator for more than just physical things, but emotional things too. Internally, I would have to say that as a past asthma haver and having an attack so bad that it puts you into a coma for a month and then learn to have to walk all over again and use your limbs and all this other stuff, like, it's a big feat. I think I have a lot of information to give. I know a whole lot of people feel the same way I do about certain things. And while no one's listening, I say whatever the hell I want to. We'll recap later. My next one's going to be about relationships and what kind of relationships I've had. I'm going to be fucking honest about that. Friendships as well.